Israel is recognized as one of the most developed countries in the Middle East, but it faces a serious geographical problem that has shaped its history and current situation. Starting with its borders, Israel is a country completely surrounded by nations that have previously attacked it. To the south, it shares a border with Egypt, to the east, with Jordan, to the north, with Lebanon and Syria. Additionally, there are openly hostile countries to Israel, such as Iran, which, despite not sharing a border with the country, has threatened it on numerous occasions. There are also Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Algeria, Libya, and Sudan, which have been adversaries of Israel. This is not to mention the internal conflicts in Palestine, Gaza Strip, and the West Bank. One of the reasons for this complex web of conflicts lies in the strategic location of Israel's territory. The region it occupies serves as a key link between the Middle East and the southern Taurus Mountains, bordered to the west by the Mediterranean Sea and to the east by the Arabian Desert and Mesopotamia. This area is disputed by several powers due to its logistical and military interests. Another factor contributing to tension in the region is the religious aspect. Israel is home to some of the most significant historical centers for Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. While the majority of the population in neighboring countries is Muslim, in Israel, approximately 82% of the population is Jewish. This creates a delicate religious context that plays a significant role in regional conflicts. To better understand Israel's geographical problem, it's necessary to delve into its history. Since the establishment of Israel, the region has been marked by conflicts, wars, and instability due to its strategic location in the Middle East. In 600 BC, the city of Jerusalem, now part of Israel, was situated in the territory of Judah and surrounded by powers like Egypt and Babylon. Invasions began in 586 BC, when the Babylonians, led by Nebuchadnezzar II, destroyed Solomon's temple. In 538 BC, Cyrus the Great conquered Babylon and much of the Middle East, including the region of Israel. Later, Alexander the Great advanced into the region, capturing Jerusalem. This cycle of foreign domination continued throughout history, with Rome and other European powers during the Crusades, which involved religious disputes between Christians and Muslims and left lasting marks on the region. Israel declared its independence in 1948, shortly after the British withdrawal. However, this proclamation was not received favorably by neighboring Arab countries such as Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq. They vehemently opposed the creation of a Jewish state in the Middle East and, in response, invaded Israel from all its borders, triggering the conflict known as the Arab-Israeli War. Surprisingly, Israel, despite being surrounded by enemies, emerged victorious in this conflict and in subsequent ones, such as the Sinai War in 1956, the Six-Day War in 1967, as well as the War of Attrition in 1970 and the Yom Kippur War. This success in facing numerous enemies is largely attributed to Israel's defense strategy, which relies on its geography and the relatively small size of its territory. Israel's defense strategy can be summarized as follows. First, Israel launches surprise attacks on enemy territory when the enemies least expect it. Then, while one front advances rapidly toward the enemy, one or more flanking fronts act from the sides, encircling the enemy and preventing them from penetrating Israeli territory. A historical example of this strategy was the Six-Day War, in which Israel was surrounded by enemies. On the first day of the war, 178 Israeli fighter jets attacked air bases deep within Egypt before Egyptian jets could retaliate. At the same time, Israeli ground forces advanced against Egyptian positions, breaking their trenches with direct and flank attacks. This effective strategy resulted in Israel's victory. However, despite military victories, the region remains unstable, even with peace agreements between Israel and some Arab countries. This is partly due to Israel's ongoing need for defense investments. It's important to note that while the Israeli Defense Forces are only the 20th largest in the world, proportionate to its population of 9 million people, it has a significant number of military personnel, approximately 600,000. Furthermore, to understand the persistent internal conflicts in the region, it is crucial to analyze the geographical characteristics of Israel's current territory. Unlike countries like the United States, which have robust natural barriers at their borders, Israel faces unique geographical challenges. 3 natural and desert barriers complicate Israel's defense: the Sinai, which, due to its aridity and sparse population, makes it difficult to send military forces to the Negev Desert, the deserts to the southeast, extending to the Red Sea, and the desert east of the Jordan River, which provides protection against potential threats from Jordan. Israel faces a series of complex geographical and political challenges that shape its history and current situation. Perhaps the most significant of these is the ongoing conflict with Palestine, which is intrinsically linked to the West Bank region. Palestine is divided into 2 distinct and non-contiguous parts by land, the West Bank and Gaza. Within these territories, there are areas under Palestinian civil control and others controlled by Israel, known as settlements. The construction of these settlements began during the Six-Day War when Israeli forces established themselves in the region, initiating ongoing conflicts between Israelis and Palestinians over the years. In 1993, Israeli and Palestinian leaders met in Norway and signed the Oslo Accords, which established 3 different areas of occupation in the West Bank: Area A, administered by Palestinian authorities; Area B, with Palestinian administration but Israeli military control; and Area C, fully controlled by Israel. While many of the Oslo Accords had limited success, these areas remained and continue to be sources of tension. In addition to the West Bank, the Gaza Strip is another area of concern for Israel. It is a densely populated region where many Palestinian refugees have settled. Conflicts between Palestinians and Israelis in this area are frequent. In response to these geographical challenges and security threats, Israel initiated the construction of a barrier in 2002 that extends throughout the territory, separating Israel from Syria and Jordan. In Jerusalem, a large wall surrounds the city, emphasizing its significance as a religious worship site. Jerusalem is a central point in the conflict as it houses significant religious sites for Jews, Christians, and Muslims. These sites include the Western Wall and the Temple Mount for Jews, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre for Christians, and the Dome of the Rock for Muslims. Currently, Jerusalem is under Israeli control, but prospects for peace in the region are fragile, with constant threats from Arab countries that have historically sought to take control of the city. Despite the geographical and political challenges it faces, Israel has become a notable regional power. Its ability to confront these challenges and thrive is remarkable, given its territorial constraints and the complexity of its geopolitical situation. Thank you for watching up to this point. Don't forget to leave a like to help us continue producing more content like this, and if you enjoy topics like geopolitics, economics, and entrepreneurship, please subscribe to the channel. We have new videos every day. Until next time.